Hello, world of anime. How do you do? This is my hat here. As you may guess, we're not in California anymore. No, that isn't right. This is my first address to the world of anime. So, if you don't count my parents at my weekend plan. This is my new home. This is Gainesville, Florida. You'll notice that there's brick buildings behind me, and no, that is not a statue of a Stanford cheerleader. That is an alligator. I am in Gainesville, Florida, at the University of Florida. Basically, we're not anywhere near Jacksonville. We're not anywhere near Tampa. We're not anywhere near Orlando. Basically, we're a large college town in Orlando, Florida. And I've been having a lot of fun. I really miss my colleagues at the World of Anime, and I really miss getting to hang out with viewers from all across the nation now. But it's simply the case that my life has moved on, and I'm having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing. So I thought that what I would do is I would prepare a tape with a few segments for the anime watching public back at the World of Anime. That's what I've come here to do. So stick around. Got a few things to show you. How do you do again? I'm Dan Snyder, and this is my hat, Fiona. Well, now that we're indoors and outside of the noise and outside of that stupid daylight thing, I want to talk to you a little bit more about my reasons for leaving the show in California and coming out here to Florida to study. Well, the truth is it's paleontology. I really love dead stuff with big teeth. Let me give you an example. This guy here, this is a cast of the skull of a beast that lived in Florida about 17 or 18 million years ago. It's a kind of alligator called alligator olsoni. And, well, I'd like to tell you a whole lot about this, but honestly, I really don't know that much about it, okay? And neither does anybody else. That's one of the reasons I come out here for. Alligator olsoni is known from only 5 specimens. Of these, 1 has ever been described. 3 are here in the museum at the University of Florida, and the other 2 are scattered around the country. One's in Nebraska, and one is in the Museum of Comparative Zoology at Harvard. Well, there's a lot of work that has to be done on these guys. Alligators, even though they seem like pretty straightforward guys, avoid the end with the teeth and try to stay over to the side from one of the others. They're not really that well understood. There's only 2 kinds of alligators. There's the ones here in Florida that go chomp, 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 and there's the Chinese dwarf alligator, which has a skull only about this long, but it's got some serious choppers too. So the big question is how did alligators end up in both eastern North America and central China? Because if you think about it, they would have had to either go across Europe or all the way across North America and then up into Alaska and then down again. It's a real mess, especially when alligators don't like salt water. So how did they do it? How did they manage to get from here to there? Well, hopefully that's one of the things that my research can throw a little bit of light on. I'm really looking forward to it because here I am in grad student school now, and I get a few perks. Let me show you. You see this? This may look like an ordinary key to you, but it is a key to the building. I have complete internal control. I can come in here at 3 a.m. if I want to, and nobody's going to be able to stop me because I have a key to the building. And look, I have my own office. I have my Evangelion pencil board and my Saber Marionette J poster up. And life is pretty good. I just kind of wish this computer worked. And I get to do neat things like I get to go over to the museum just about any time that anybody is over there, and I can hang out with the specimens all I want. I can just kick it with the bones the whole time. It is so cool. See this? This is a bat skeleton. It's a model of a bat skeleton that I made myself. I made it, I painted it, it's way cool. Didn't make this guy, but hey, I get to hang out with him, so. So, you're probably wondering, okay, Dan and Fiona, when are you guys going to be able to make it back to California? Well, one of the downsides of living in Florida is that I have to travel all the way back across the country. So, unfortunately, it looks like this is about as close as I'm going to get for a little while. So, your patience is appreciated, and just you guys turn into the show. That's what's really important. We got plenty of wonderful people out there in California. They're all doing their stuff. We got people coming in from all around the country. It's good that people are watching the show. So, on that chipper note, let me just say hi to everybody out there one more time, and while we go upstairs and do a review. How do you do? I'm Daniel Snyder, and by now, you all well know my hat Fiona. Well, ever since this show, she's been hanging out on pretty much anybody, and but she hasn't been much of a contributor to the show in and of herself. Well, she practically went down on her rim begging me to let her do the review of Princess Mononoke after we took a road trip to Orlando to see it a couple weekends ago. Well, I said that was fine, but there was one little problem in that she was a hat, and she is a hat, and as such she can't really deliver a review. She doesn't have a mouth, she can't talk. Well, she decided to just write it out and have me read it. I've got it here, and I'm going to read it to you now. Hello, everybody. I'm Fiona the Hat. This is my occupant, Dan. I want to tell you all about Miramax's release of Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke. It's a superb film all about nature and the human heart, and it's chock-a-block full of hats. The main character is the prince of the long-lost Amishi tribe, whose name is Ashitaka, and who wears a red hood for most of the film. The Amishi village is attacked by a cursed god in the opening scenes of the film. Ashitaka saves his people, but in killing the god, he gets cursed too. So he's banished from the village forever with his red deer companion Yakul. Ashitaka sets off to find out how the god was cursed in the first place. His big break comes when he gives a round iron ball that was found inside the god's body to Jiko, a suspicious priest who wears some kind of red scarf on his head. Jiko sets him off towards Iron Town, a city-state under the control of Lady Eboshi and her big floppy red hat. Lady Eboshi is clearing away the forest to mine iron, angering the forest gods who have come to hate and fear her and her guns. None hate her more with more passion than San, the Princess Mononoke, and her neat animal skin mask and cape. San may be the greatest heroine of all time in anime. She has the courage of Nausicaa and the passion of Pris, combined with a kind of savage mystery about her like none other. Neither human nor god, neither good nor evil, Sam is also a paradigm of the whole cast. Nobody in the movie is quite good or evil. All have their own selfish desires that they have to admit before, well, it's too late and all hope is lost. That's Miyazaki's real message, after all. Despite the ecological motif, he's trying to tell us something about the souls of humans, and cats and gods too, but that's beside the point. Everybody has to live with the good and the bad choices we make, and work toward a better self and a better world. The consequence, Miyazaki shows us, are worse than death. They're a kind of death in life, a loss of purpose and wastefulness that kills everything it touches. As a movie, and not only as a morality play, Mononoke is a shining success. The quality of animation is the kind of brilliant success we have come to expect from Miyazaki since Nausicaa, and the character designs and scenery show that Miyazaki has reached his highest levels of refinement and sophistication yet, like wearing a beret on a Friday night at a coffee house. The music is excellent, if eclectic, showing a variety of influences that converge towards a common goal. Speaking of sound, this movie is a theatrical dub, and some pretty famous actors, like Jill Anderson and Billy Bob Thornton, have given their voices to the adapted script by Neil Gaiman. Script adapted by Neil Gaiman, I'm sorry. Usually it works. There are some flubbed lines and some miscasting, but never, ever does it actually grate on your ears. I lost myself in this movie. It was easy for me to do. So I hope you'll catch Princess Mononoke with that special someone you care about and wear on a daily basis. I'm giving this one an A. For World of Anime, I'm Fiona the Hat, signing off. Write Mom and tell her you love her. So, that's Fiona's review. And now, we'll continue on. How do you do? Again. Yes, again. Well, I thought I'd bring you guys down here because this is the lab room where I taught a historical geology lab for an entire semester. Thank you very much. I think I ended up learning more than the students did, partly because it was my first class, and there's the whole getting to know what's going on, and partly through my own ineptitude. Well, I wanted to talk to people because I know that before I came to Gainesville, the closest I'd ever been to real life in the South was Disney World. And I suppose I made a mistake by saying Deliverance before I came down, so I was really curious to know, are the stereotypes about the South correct? Rampant injustice, major political incorrectness, that kind of stuff. Well, I thought that I'd just share a few words with our audience, because probably a lot of you are also interested in the same question, and many of you don't live anywhere near the Mason-Dixon line. Well, I'm here to tell you that wherever I've been, people have been people. There's good people, there's bad people, but mostly it's somewhere in between. While I've been down here, yeah, it's true. I've seen a bunch of rednecks with Kill Clinton on their as bumper stickers on their pickup trucks. But I've also met a lot of really, really nice people, and people who really made me happy to and feel welcome to be down here. As a Californian moving across the United States, there's some prejudice against Californians or against Westerners or against sophisticated people, whatever. But by and large, there's prejudice, but there's also a lot of smart people out there, a lot of big-hearted people. And I haven't felt really any different here in Gainesville than when I did in Berkeley. In fact, it's kind of a change of pace from Berkeley, because it's no longer the left-wingers that are getting on my nerves, it's the right-wingers. So, oh no. Anyway, I wanted to give you also the top 10 list for this episode. You see, I can remember the top 10 list. Who else can? The top 10 borrow words and phrases that will never appear in anime. Number 10, squelch. Number 9, mass spectrometer. Number 8, escargot. Number 7, Brandon, savior of anime and all around nice guy. Number 6, Godzilla. Number 5, postprandial. Number 4, Gadonkazonk. Number 3, Sheer. Number 2, Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers. And number 1, Kiefer Sutherland. Well now we will make a journey all the way across town to where I live and where I live with a lot of anime. So stick around, be right back. Here we are then, right outside my very own apartment that I share with one other person. We'll meet him in a moment. Okay, this is the lovely kitchenette, the lovely stovetop, lovely dishes, the lovely refrigerator over here. Hey Steve, how's it going? This is Steve, my housemate. Come on, give us a big smile, grin big. Thank you so much for your participation.
Not a problem.
All right. This is all Steve's stuff. My anime is there in the back. Those are a few CDs, and over here we have my stuff. This is the collective results of plundering bookstores all around the Bay Area and Seattle and Gainesville for these many years. And here you can see various manga titles, Gundam reissues. There's Neon Genesis Evangelion, my Princess Mononoke books, of which I'm extremely proud. The Biff, and in here, my room. Yes, it's incredible, folks, but it's true. In only 2 days, my room has gotten this messy. Can't really believe I cleaned it up, can ya? This is something new for me, an actual ceiling fan in my room. Well, who knew? There's my bed. There's Fiona, taking it easy. How's it going? Yeah, glad to see you too. And my lovely computer. Observe, if you will, Charmander. Say hello, Charmander. Char. And Evangelion poster. Alright then. Hello, and welcome to Dan Can Cook. I'm Dan, and we're teaching you how to cook. Well, I want to pick up from where we left off last time, which was with canned peas. Now, I've gotten a lot of email from people, and it seems there's a little bit of confusion about my presentation. I think that everybody understands that you're supposed to open the can with a can opener, but not everybody really has the concept of what you're supposed to do with the peas. Well, you have the peas. Believe it or not, you're supposed to eat the peas. And in confidential to Mr. A of Aberdino, I don't think you can get tetanus from that, but you might want to contact your doctor anyway, and if not, a normal, say, medical doctor, definitely an oral surgeon. Anyway, today we're going to be boiling water, and I know that you're all excited about this because a lot of people have been wanting us to do this segment for a long period of time. Well, we're going to start you out easy, and we're going to break in with just boiling water. Now, you're going to need 2 or 3 things to really boil water well. I always recommend a heat source. A lot of people like to hold their water up to the broad daylight, and that works pretty well if you're heating a small volume of water like an eyedropper's worth. But if you want to cook yourself a whole meal's worth of ramen, you're going to want to actually have a heat source. I recommend like a stove or a hot plate or something. If you have somebody else's, that's just fine too. Then you're going to need a pot. You're going to need a pot to put some water on to keep the water itself off the heat source. And I recommend that you use one with a full bottom, one that's maybe seen a little bit of use, but it's still good. A lot of people ask, well, what kind of pot should I use? I would have to say the stuff from Baja is by far the best. Baja Gold, we call it. Last of all, you're going to need water. Now, a lot of people really forget this important step in boiling water. They forget the water itself. Well, we're all only human. So if you've been good and haven't been bathing too much recently, what I recommend is you use the water from a sink. Just turn the tap like so. I'll show you how to do it here now. And you wait until there is a bunch of water in the pot. Now, the question is, okay, how much water am I going to put in there? Well, that really depends on the application. I'll stop the water now. You just turn the tap itself exactly like you did before, only the other direction. It's not one of those things, it's not a periodic function. You don't keep turning it and turning it, you turn it the other way. Some of you may have one of those neat lifty handles, And for those of you, this you can just skip this whole boiling water thing if you figured out how to operate one of those and go on to next week when we take a look at ramen. Okay, so now as you can see, we have water in the pan. Now you put it on top of the heat source and then you start applying heat. Now I'm going to turn this lever on here, start heating the front burner. What you are going to do depends a lot on what you're working with. If you're working with a hot plate, you might just have to plug it in. If you're working with a microwave, then be very careful, because although it seems easy, metal does not fare well in the microwave. That's coming from experience. Another bit of experience, this is something that the pros really try doing a lot, is they put a top on whatever they're heating. If you're boiling water, you're going to want to put, say, the lid of the pot on the pot. Well, we'll just leave it there for a couple minutes, see how we do. Be right back. Hello, and welcome back to Throwing. Well, as you can see, the water is now nice and hot. Those of you who can see the infrared spectrum can probably tell this a lot better than many of our other viewers, however. Trust me, this is nice and hot. Well, now what are you going to do with it? You've got a quantity of hot water. You can do one of many things. You can make soup, you can make ramen, but what we're going to do today is we're going to actually pour it down the drain. Such a waste, really, but unfortunately that's the way it has to go. On the plus side, there's no chance of cholesterol poisoning, for instance, or getting too much lead into your system by not drinking the water. On the other hand, there isn't much nutritive value from not eating it. So, back to the regular program. How do you do? I'm Eric Schneider. This is my Hatfield John. Let's talk big. Big explosions, big lightning bolts, big UFOs, huge tracts of land. Let's talk about Big Wars, our release from US Manga Corps. It's the 24th and a half century. No kidding. And mankind has succeeded in terraforming Mars. Unfortunately, not everybody is happy with the situation. A group of aliens who call themselves the Gods have shown up in a bunch of UFOs and started kicking Martian and Earthling butt. Worst of all, these god aliens seem to be capable of subverting the human mind and making people do really nasty things, like blowing up entire cities and having rampant sex. A victim of both aspects of this alien war is Captain Aku of the Martian Amphibious Navy. Captain Aku is the skipper of the Aoba, Mars's best secret spy destroyer. It's up to Captain Aku, if he can survive the threats that the gods pose to his personal health, to stop Hell, the gods' secret subterranean aircraft carrier in a suicide mission. That's a pretty hefty load, but I'm sure that the good captain can handle the task. In the opening moments of this film, there about 6 screens worth of text scroll by, too quickly to read without the benefit of the pause button. Too quick might be the operative thought for Big Wars. The beginning and the end pass far too quickly, which is a bit of a pity because the middle is some really excellent material. The characters are all very well portrayed and seem familiar enough to reach out to and empathize with without being really predictable. Likewise, the design is very good, and the animation itself is quite often very well done indeed. However, like I said, the main fault with Big Wars is that it doesn't go into enough depth where it's really called for. We don't know, we never really understand who these gods are, how the subversion is supposed to take place, why they are out to take back Mars, why they are why they are so focused on using familiar Christian imagery and just what hell is and what the problem that it presents. But by and large, these are really forgivable errors, and I would have to give Big Wars an A-. It might be a little bit difficult to find because it's something of an older release, and I'm under the impression that it didn't do terribly well at first. But it's definitely worth a look-see if you're going to be getting together with a group of friends to watch some anime with, or if you're all by your lonesome self and you want to follow up with that huge tracks of land angle. Once again, I'm DS, this is FTH, and we're out of here. Hello, and welcome back. It is now 5:24 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. That can only mean one thing, and that's anime. We are meeting at Mega Comics in Gainesville, Florida, for the weekly meeting of Anime Fan Club, which is the fan club organization that I have jumped ship to. Terrible, terrible me. Anyway, I'm going to be trying to shoot a few scenes around the club this evening, so stay tuned. Who only knows what's going to happen? I sure don't. Maybe we'll get to see the Junkie Boy dance. First of all, what exactly is your name and what is your position within the club?
My name is Marcelo, and I'm the president of the club. I took over for Louis. Louis was the creator of the club, and he's still our official sponsor. He still supplies us with the anime, but I'm the one who actually runs the meetings and put requests in for maybe what kind of anime people want to watch, and maybe other plans outside of just watching anime. See, I like to see our club as a very active group. Like we had recently a trip to watch Princess Mononoke in Orlando. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're thinking about having our own club t-shirts.
Cool.
And possibly do some more, maybe some more field trips, expanding more than just watching anime. I'd say more like experiencing the Japanese culture.
Cool. So what exactly is your function as president? What do you do?
As I said, as a president, I delegate functions to the different officers in the club, and also I run the meetings. Of course, in my absence, the vice president that's over there, Vice President Keith.
Hey there.
In my absence, he run the meetings, and no, I basically just make sure the meetings run smooth and that we watch the anime that people want to watch. I also like to know of special requests that people might have, and maybe organize special meetings for that, like for our Bishonen.
Yes. So what are your own personal favorite anime?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah?
Watching this the few weekends ago. Oh, I loved it. Before that, it used to be Ninja Scroll.
Great. How did you get into anime? Is this something that you've always been interested in?
Well, I grew up in Brazil, and in Brazil, anime has always been big. To tell you the truth, anime in Brazil is sometimes bigger than American animation.
Really?
Yes. When I was a kid, I grew up with Star Blazers. That was one of my favorite anime growing up. And when I first came to the United States, I didn't have any strong contacts with anime until I moved to Miami. I had friends in Miami were very much into anime, and they're the ones who gave me my first own anime on my
Ooh.
And of course, my first one is Akira.
Akira. Cool.
So that's the story. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for talking to me this evening. Cool. Alright, let's get to the meeting.
My first encounter with that was back when I was a little kid. I was like 5, 6 years old. My parents had just gotten HBO, and I was watching it one night while they were at work. And it was Captain Harlock, Arcadia My Youth was on.
Oh yeah.
And then right after that was Galaxy Express 39. And I just was like, wow, this is so cool. Boy, I hope my parents don't come and catch me watching this crap.
Cool. Cool.
And my first encounter with that, when I actually found out what it was called, was I was in Orlando, and I just gotten into the Navy about 6 years ago. Yeah, I walked into this place called 15,000 Videos. You know, 15,000 videos.
They do.
Yeah.
You counted them all?
No, I never counted, but it's like into the Kmart video store.
I gotcha.
Now I walking around, I come to the section that says anime. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. You know, I saw Galaxy Express 39. Hey, I know what this stuff is. So I rented a couple of tapes. First one I rented, Vampire Hunter D. Thank God that was the first one I watched. Because the second one was Legend of the Overfiend, and watching that thing.
Oh boy.
If that had been the first thing I watched, I would have brought that bag and thought, never again. But happy to say I've seen everything now.
Cool. What are your faves? What are your favorites?
Favorites. So that's why you have a well, originally it was Ranma. But Ranma got old after about the 6th or 7th season, and they didn't have any new tapes come out. And then it became Tenchi. Yeah, Tenchi. But I hated Tenchi now that they've gone to the TV series, and there's like 12 different versions of the same story going on. Yeah. So right now, I'd have to say Slayers because it's all still new material, and Lena's just cute as all get out.
I gotcha. What's that again?
Sasuke can kick more ass. Chichiri's cute.
Yeah, he could touch Chichiri. One to the ground in his hat or something.
Chichiri's the best.
I love costumes.
He's got more tricks than you can shake a stick at.
And when he gets mad, do you really get mad? No. Sasuke's mad all the time. Chichiri, when he gets mad,
when Chichiri gets
his hat goes down.
He actually pulls that mask off, and you see what he really looks like. Your butt is gone.
He's a badass. He's an essential badass. Hi. Left, middle, right, left.
We didn't have any hyper kills.
We're too lazy to stand up now.
Look, do that.
Where's the old guy?
I see how we beat each other.
These are the qualifications you need to really become vice president of an anime club.
But no, wait, you gotta wait for the old guy. 'Cause the old guy, there we go. And then the best is she just is like, old guy, he's the silly dancer. That's why I go around and do this all the time. It's the laser aerobics.
Fish twins.
Bad guys. The bad guys need a better dance than that. Come on, guys. Up. You missed this last week. Come on. Come on, Marcel. Wait, should we do the outwards arm twist?
Oh, you gotta spin around.
No, we got plenty more to go.
Come on. Wait, the old guy was, he didn't.
And then he went down, and we went up again, and then we went down, and we went up again. Time to go to bed!
Well, folks, this is going to about wrap it up for my part of the show. It's been a really long night for us. It's 12:15. Fiona's already hit the bag, and I don't know, I guess those last 3 episodes of Bubblegum Crisis finally got to her, but I just wanted to extend my thanks to World of Anime for letting me still contribute to the show, even though I'm so far away now. I'd like to thank my fellow members of Anime Fan Club. You can find us on the web. And I would like to thank everybody at City Visions 53 for being our home base below this many year. And I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in this evening to watch us. So I hope you all have had a chance to see a little bit of Gainesville, meet some new people, and have as much fun as I have. So keep it talking, folks. Take it easy. Bye.